Hey everybody, welcome back. James here again with you today, and today's video is going to cover regulated versus unregulated PCPs. So let's get into it. So in this video, as an example, I'm going to be showcasing the Diana Stormrider Gen 2. This comes unregulated, but the reason I actually got that was because Pyramid Air and Airgun Depot were sending out emails a couple weeks ago saying that if you get the PCP, if you end up buying it, you get the regulator for free. Well, what they really done was charge the price about $20 more than normal and supposedly gave you the regulator. But I thought that was a good deal, even though out of pocket they normally cost about $80, and I ended up getting it for $20. So what's the big deal about regulated versus unregulated? Well, in short, unregulated, you have a certain amount of shots that the manufacturer gives you, like for instance up to 35 on a fill, which the Diana Stormrider is 200 bar, 2900 psi. So at that 100cc air cylinder at 2900 bar, 2900 psi, 200 bar, you get about, they claim 35 good shots out of that. But the big deal is shot per shot consistency is not there. So you have to hit the sweet spot window where your shots are the most consistent, right below the fill. So like for instance, this PCP is at 180 bar all the way down to 130 bar. Unregulated is the perfect window for the most consistent shots. But beyond that, the feet per second velocity is climbing up to meet that point and then going down. So now, what about regulated? Well, this is a Alteros regulator that I actually put in after I did some crony work unregulated to show you guys this. And what happens is, regulator, basically you set the pressure on it and it's done. So on this one you have a couple different settings you can try. I set mine to about 125 psi, or 125 bar to 130 bar. It starts out at 100 to 150, so I went in the dead center middle here, 125, and took some chronograph numbers. And what does this mean? Well, when you have a set pressure like that, anything above that pressure is the most consistent. But anything once you hit that pressure of 125 bar in the air cylinder, now that's in there, it peaks up a little bit and then it goes back down. It just drops. It flatlines. So that's what happens. There is more consistent shots with the regulator than there is when it's non-regulated. So each shot is roughly, should be the same feet per second, and downrange it'll show that, because in theory there should be no vertical stringing. Vertical stringing could be because of velocity issues, where unregulated guns, with that shot count being unregulated, 35 shots or so on a fill of an unregulated gun, that could mean, you know, well over 100 feet per second difference at the end of the shot string. So I'm going to show you guys the unregulated pellets that I tried, which were the H&N Barracuda Match 21.14 grain and the JSB 18.13 grain. Unregulated. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like regulated at the pressure that I set it to, 125 bar. Of course I was going to get less velocity and less power, but I got more consistent shots. And actually, the actual shot string that I got on the reg was 21, or actually 3 full magazines, because it's a 7-round mag and 22 caliber. So I got 3 full magazines, or 21 shots on the regulator, no problem, with the H&N Barracuda Match. And all pellets across the board that I tried were going roughly 17 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. So yeah, I got cut down from my little window of opportunity to all across 21 shots, 17 foot-pounds of energy. So there is a trade-off. Don't get me wrong, unregulated guns are just as accurate as regulated. It all depends on what you want. Do you want consistency, knowing that downrange, that shot per shot within that regulator pressure, it'll be on or not? So, as always, guys, I appreciate you watching, and I hope you get something from this, and I hope you figured out what regulated and unregulated in the short means. You can go on and on about details about it, but the thing is, consistency is key, as always. So, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one, guys.